Hi everybody, I hope everyone is doing well. Um, I'm going to do another reading on Kaylee, Madison, Xana, and Ethan, the students that were murdered in Idaho on November the 13th of this year. The reason that I am going to do a reading today is because I've begun to have doubts that this crime is going to be solved. I feel like parts of the case have been revealed to me, and who it appears committed this crime. I've begun to feel doubtful that the crime is going to be solved, and also if whoever they do find could not be the right suspect. Like I said, based on, I would say, the status of the murderer or murderers. So I'm going to pull cards and see what the answer is. The question is going to be, is this case going to be solved? So I'm just going to shuffle and see what comes out. One thing that I do have to say that I've been feeling is I don't think that Jack S. is the murderer. But I do think that he knows something. But I do have to also mention, it's like, as information gets revealed to me, it's kind of like the storyline shifts. So it's like someone that I thought I get more information, and then that my opinion of that person changes. At this current moment, I feel like Jack S. is not the murderer. But he, like I said, knows something. I'm not sure he's saying, though, what he knows. I think he's scared. Which I feel like also may be the reason that he ran. If he did run, or if he's in hiding. I saw rumors that he might be in Africa. I'm not sure if that's true or not. But I do feel like he is not, like he's in hiding of sorts. And I feel like it's because he's in fear about what he knows. Shadow in reverse and emotional withdrawal. That made me feel like the murderer. I feel like this person is not hiding the fact that something has changed with them. I feel like the people that know this person, the murderer, can see that there's been an obvious change in them, and they are not hiding it. I feel like this person is not trying to go out and pretend that they're normal. This person is withdrawn, and everybody knows it. Everyone can feel that there's been something that's happened. Temptation in reverse and emotional withdrawal. Another thing that I felt earlier today was that alcohol drove this murder. Um, um, I feel like alcohol gave this person the push that they needed to do this crime. I feel like on a sober day, this would not have happened. I also feel like this person that committed this murder um, is not drinking. Has quit drinking, which I feel like would be abnormal for this person. It's like this person has stopped partying. Because they recognize that alcohol made them commit this crime. So I feel like this person is not typically violent. But that night they drank too much. I almost feel like something came over them. It almost gives me a feeling of like possession, sort of. Like, I don't feel like this is like a serial killer. I'm not getting that vibe. I feel like this person drank too much, became angry, and acted on that anger, which is out of the norm for them. I feel like this person is not really that violent, but when they drink, violence comes out. So I feel like if they have any history of like inappropriate behavior, alcohol is always going to be a part of it. Is always going to be involved. Base chakra in reverse, and prosperity begins. I feel like those cards tie into the case and made me feel like there's not much positive forward movement in the case. I did a reading previously, and I felt like there was, when I did that reading about the case, I felt like there was positive movement, but now I feel like there isn't. Emotional withdrawal in reverse, and intuition. Again, I feel like the people that know this person are seeing that there has been a major change in them. I also feel like the police in this case are not going with their gut feelings. Triumphant success in reverse, and emotional withdrawal. Yeah. The feeling that I'm getting is like the police are not giving this case their all. And I think that came out too, because I can remember saying to myself on video, why is there no passion behind this case? And I feel like it's because the person that is involved in this murder has high status amongst the community. And I feel like what it comes down to is money. I feel like if this person is caught, or people are caught, there will be an incredible loss of money in some way, shape, or form. Hope and wisdom in reverse. See, like, that just made me feel like they hope they don't get the answers that they need. Why would you hope to get the answers that, like, hope that you won't get the answers that you need? I feel like that's the killer and the police. I feel like someone major did this crime. I have a sneaking suspicion, but I can't name names. But it's definitely someone that is prominent in the community, who has a lot of money behind them and a lot of power. So much so that there's influence over the police. So that's saying quite a lot. Because if this was some average Joe in the street, it wouldn't matter. He'd be in cuffs. Because it's like, I feel like the police have the information that they need. But it's like, I feel the energy of stalling. Balance in reverse and power. If this person were to fall, it would cause so much chaos and like so many different areas would be disrupted. Which is also interesting because it's like, I also just heard the word like chaos. So it's almost like the chaos of this case, the uncertainty is what is desired. It's like we want chaos, but we don't want to lose money. Which is kind of odd. The feeling that I'm getting is that all is not being put into this case. Now, mental conflict in reverse and love begins. I feel like this person knows they're not going to get caught. And I also feel like this was about rejection. This person could not handle rejection, got angry, and lashed out. And now knows they're not going to get caught, or believe that. I just felt shaky, like not quite sure what was going to happen, but now knows they're not going to get caught. It's like, I feel like the person's like, shit, I know I screwed up. But I also know I'm powerful. So I feel like there was a period like, okay, like what is going to trump in this situation? What I did or the power that I hold? And I feel like the power has won out over the crime. I feel very good about this case anymore. I might actually stop reading it because it almost feels like a dead end. I swear it's like this person is so valuable. It's like whatever they do, it'll just be covered up. Hope and crown chakra. Again, I feel like that is the energy of the killer. Alright, let's just pull cards, because I'm kind of getting a little angry. Look at that. Accelerated motion, reverse, and balance. Slow moving, right? I feel like this case is not in a good position to catch the killer. Emotional withdrawal. That card keeps showing. I'm not sure. It's like third eye. Okay, a couple things with this. One, the killer. Very withdrawn at this time, very isolated, not so socializing the way that they have done in the past. Second of all, I feel like this is like the view of the case. It's like we're slowly watching it lose gas. Again, those cards make me feel like this case is not going to get solved. Authority. I feel like that's the police. I feel like that is the University of Idaho. I think that's where the power lies. That's where the authority lies in this situation. Those two places. Spiritual union. Passion ignited. New beginnings. Recognition and reward. Spiritual strength. I feel like what is coming through is the attitude of the killer at the time of the murder. I feel like this person viewed themselves as being powerful and thought that they could have any person romantically that they wanted. But I don't feel like that was the case. I feel like they got rejected that night. And I feel like it's like they had to exert their power. They had to be like, no, you are going to see me as the powerful person that I am. This is like, this card is giving me like this this case is kind of like gonna like lose steam and then pick back up again. This card makes me feel like they're gonna identify someone. But my question, is it going to be the right someone? That's my concern. The waiting game. Okay, again, the energy of stalling. Why are the police stalling? It's like, what are they waiting for? It's almost, I can almost, like, when you look at the clues or like the information that the police are seeking, it somehow does not, to me, fit. Like when I'm like feeling what's being presented, like energetically, it just doesn't feel right. It's like, what are they waiting for? Moving on. It's almost like the police are waiting for the public to give up on this case and move on to something else. And you know what? There will be something else. And I'm telling you, and why are they doing that? Because I feel like the person that committed this murder has a high status. Passion ignited, prosperity begins. Yeah, it's like the police are waiting for the public just to move on to something else. It's like feeding breadcrumbs just to appease the crowds. Until something newer, more intriguing comes along. Look at crown chakra. I know there's gonna be something else that happens. Recognition and reward going with wisdom. Again, the energy of this slowing down and then picking back up is coming through. Patience. Idaho, I feel like the police of Idaho, the University of Idaho, just wants this to go away. and they're just biding their time because they know it will. From Foundation. That makes me feel like waiting is how it's gonna be, how it's gonna stay. Stay in a place of waiting. Waiting for the answers until destiny, the public, moves on. Material and spiritual prosperity. I, honest to goodness, feel like money is trumping these murders. It's like money, I feel like, is more important than having this case solved. Stand your ground. Again, it's just I feel like the narrative that's gonna be pushed is like about healing and starting over and how we can get through this. Not about solving the crime, but about how to move on. And that is healthy, obviously. But I feel like that is going to be the main narrative, I guess would be the right word, that's going to be pushed by the police and pushed by the university. Kind of like, we can get through this. And you know what I mean? And be whole again. Again, going back to money. They don't want citizens, they do not want students to be scared, because if students are going to be scared that there's some kind of killer on the loose, then the city or town or whatever and the university loses money. So I really feel like they're going to push like there's nothing to fear, we're going to heal from this, everything's fine, is going to be the narrative that's pushed. Like we're, I just feel like I keep hearing the words "we're stronger together," so that's what I feel like they're gonna start pushing shortly. About how we all need to stick together to get through this, that sort of thing. They're gonna push the narrative like, we hope that we're going to find this person. Honestly, do not think this crime is going to get solved. Harmony. I can hear the news conferences going on in my head. It's like, we haven't given up, we're still working diligently, we're going to find this person, please be patient with us. They're going to keep on, reiterating how much resources are being put into this case. Just be patient. But again, I don't feel like this case is going to be solved. Yeah. It's gonna be like a matter of will. It's almost like wills. Like the I don't know if it's human nature or just like the circle of life or something. It's like I feel like cases like these lose momentum. And I feel like that's why they're called cold cases, because after a while they go cold. And I think that the authority in this situation knows that. So the game plan is to wait as long as it takes for the case to go cold, all the while feeding little tidbits of information. Excuse me. Promoting togetherness, healing, patience, until everyone has moved on and just went back to living life. All the while accelerating motion. All the while not solving the crime. It's like they're just banking on human nature to take its course. Over time, the murder will be less and less prominent in the public's mind. I also feel like they're trying to make this happen as fast as possible. Even though, like, stalling, but trying to stall as fast as possible, if that makes sense. I just had the thought about the graduation and increased security. I think that's just part of the game plan to make people feel safe. But again, over time, that level of security will become less and less and less until no one even notices that there's no security anymore. It's just normal now. Memories of love. Yeah, it's like the people in authority in this town want to return to the previous way of being. So another narrative they're going to be pushing is like bringing up the good times. Remember when this happened? Like reminiscing, a lot of reminiscing of the good times. It's like they want the public to remember, like, this is a good school and this is a good town and it's safe here. Again, tied to money. Solitude. I know that the police said that this was, they like walked back their statement about it being a targeted attack, but I feel like they're gonna go back to that statement, but they're just gonna reinforce that this was like a one-time situation. They're going to be like, well, look at our crime statistics. This is not a regular occurrence here. The community is safe here. We do not have violent crime here. They're going to push that strongly as well. This is a one-time incident. They're going to push that heavily. And I feel like as it stands, this kind of is a one-off. I do not feel like this person is a serial killer. I feel like they have committed this murder now and could become so, but I don't feel like beforehand this had been like some secret fantasy of theirs. No, I don't believe that at all. I feel like alcohol pushed them into a place where they would not typically go. And that happens quite a lot with alcohol. Who hasn't had a time where they got so drunk and said something they shouldn't or behaved in a manner that they shouldn't? I feel like this is what's happened here. This person drank too much, acted out of character, and this crime happened. The problem now is, what is this person going to do moving forward? They could very well become a serial killer now, but I don't feel like that is the case beforehand. Moving on. What I also feel like is coming through this portion of the cards are the family members in this case. I feel like the family members are going to have to be the ones that push this case to the forefront. Because I don't feel like the police are going to do it. And I feel like I feel like they're on their own. They're on their own on this. But they're gonna have to fight. Because I do feel like this case is going to go cold. But I feel like it can be solved, but it's not going to be by the police. Moving along. Heart chakra. Yeah, it's like the family's energy, especially. Like Kaylee's parents are really fighting for her. And they're going to have to keep doing that because I do not feel like the police are going to give them any answers at all. And they have to do this out of love for her. Because I feel like if they keep pushing forward, they are going to get the answers that they want. I feel like if this case is solved, it's going to be because of the effort of the families, because they love their loved one. They love their family member. And they want justice. Moving along, partnerships and alliances. I feel like the families in this case need to stick together. That's the only way they're going to get through this, because I feel like they're going against some very powerful adversaries that do not want to have this case solved. So I feel like the way that they are going to get through this is to stick together and rely on their spiritual beliefs, like their belief in God. And I know that's hard because I'm sure they want to say, like, if there is a God, why would he allow this to happen? But I feel like you have to take into account that there's good and evil in this world operating all the time. So I feel like to get through this, they have to recognize okay, sorry. I lost my train of thought because my camera froze. Just that the family needs to stick together and be patient with how this is going, because that's the only way they're going to get through this. I feel like this case is going to die down, but then I feel like it's going to come back, because I feel like there's going to be one, in addition to the family, one police officer or one like investigator or one lawyer or something that is not going to give up and does not care about power, so-called status, the pursuit of money, doesn't care about those things, cares about what is right and what is wrong in this world. But I feel like it's one person in tandem with the family that is going to push this case into the light, because I feel like at this time there's some sort of cover-up happening. I've gotten bits and pieces. I don't know the full scope, but I'm feeling like this case is not being solved properly. And the reason is because the person that committed this crime has a high status in the Idaho community with a lot of money behind them, who would, and if they were to get caught, a lot of like powerful structures would crumble. That's the feeling I'm getting. It's like they need this person to continue to keep the gravy train rolling. So I don't know. Yeah, like it's almost like this person has a destiny, like the killer has a destiny that they need to fulfill, that's already been like pre-planned, pre-arranged. Like this person has to keep going. That's what I feel. And that's the end of my reading, and I'll see you next time. Bye.